Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today on the No Hope Estate, the plan is to go into the Sunward Isles to fight the Vengeful Spirit, something I've been putting off for a while. The reason we're going in here though, is because I want this tattered parasol. Depending upon how we use it, this has a lot of potential. We get plus 20% dodge, which on some of my higher characters, if I will bring them out here really quick, Belial here for an example, we'll get about 6 to 7 dodge just off the 20% extra dodge. Then that in addition, again, just for being in the Sunward Isles. That coupled with another trinket he has could make him very invaluable for the night parade is kind of what I'm thinking. And then this has other uses for just, getting through the Sunward Isles, leveling it up. So it might be fun to have along. Now the reason I've been avoiding the Vengeful Spirit is just because it's a little bit of a trek just to get to the Vengeful Spirit, and then the Vengeful Spirit has some very nasty mechanics. And on the No Hope Estate being that we can't heal, getting to the boss, stress heal, all that jazz, just getting to him is going to be a problem, and the fact that we can't heal in the fight with him is going to be a problem because, well, his main mechanic is that he will shuffle everyone and then he's going to immobilize everyone. Meaning that if I wanted Finn here in row 4 and not in row 1 and I get an unlucky shuffle, we might end up with Finn in row 1 and him unable to do anything while Jean is in row 4 and unable to do really anything. It can get really nasty really quick. And well, after the trekking all the way to him with these restrictions, if we get really unlucky, the entire party is screwed. So this is going to be a very luck-based thing. We're going to have to see what happens. That being said, we're still going to try it because I do want the trinket, and we do have to beat them to get to, say, the Omibozu in the Raging Raiju. So the party for today is going to be Jean, the Judicator. Realistically, she's going to be doing most of our damage with both damage versus marked and damage versus blighted. That's dual convocation. She can do some of our marking force if needed with Indictment Brand. This is a pull, this is marked, this lowers bleed and blight resistance, this also ups move chance versus blighted. For the boss fight in particular, we have Amber Nail. This is my answer for if she gets stuck in row 4 and is a range attack with lowering protection. It also does blight 3 for 5 and a knockback with armor piercing, and calcified combination for a repost. For her trinkets, we have Blade of the Second Crusade. This does extra damage versus marked, extra crit versus marked. However, it will lower blight and bleed duration. And finally, Ring of Kalimdor. This ups our damage versus bladed and does it on attack hit, blight 2 for 3 rounds. Now, I know in the last episode I did say something about the boss having a very high bleed, blight, and movement resistance. What I forgot about was that only applied to the anchor. The boss actually can be blighted, the boss can be debuffed. I did go back on some of my old videos and double check that. So all the bleeding, blighting, and marking and debuffing actually does apply to the Vengeful Spirit itself, which is very handy for what I have planned. Next up we have Lilia, again the White Priestess. She's actually going to be our primary marker with Abyss Keeper. This is a free action which marks the target, does a very tiny bit of damage, and does a 1 for 3 blight. If I'm in the very front row for a free action, we have Umbral Knight, we have Guardian Nun moving her back by 2, giving herself a block, and more importantly giving the entire party a block. And then I have Knight Captain moving forward, doing blight and doing extra damage versus marked, which she does mark. She does get a 5th action, but I'm using that for last rites, which powers up any other move we have as long as I have enough charge. We get charge every time we use an action. For her trinkets, I'm going to be using the Merchant's Hat. This gives us plus 4 speed, and on any attack we'll summon the Western Merchant to assist with attacks. So realistically what this does is at the end of our action, if we haven't taken out an enemy, we will summon the Western Merchant, and he'll do like 4 damage to all enemies at the end of our round. Then we have Frida's Ring. This gives us plus protection, and this enables a riposte that activates once per round, which will be really handy for this scenario. Next up we have Axolotl. I needed to work her in kind of wonkily if I wanted to use her, but I thought she was the right choice here because she does a lot of damage versus marked. So I'm going to be using both Skewer and Hunt Down. Skewer does plus 50% damage versus marked, and Hunt Down does extra accuracy, and extra crit versus marked, and extra accuracy and extra crit versus size 2, both of which the Anchor and the boss are. And then of course we'll be marking, so I have the extra damage and the extra accuracy and crit versus them. So I'm going to be having a very high mark and or crit versus them and or damage. And Hunt Down just gets a flat plus 50% damage modifier, which makes up for the fact that it doesn't get plus damage versus marked. However, normally Hunt Down gets 1 round cooldown, unless you use the harpoon gun, which I am using, which lowers the actual damage on it, but it does up the accuracy. So realistically, Hunt Down here has a huge accuracy to the point where it should not be missing if you are targeting something that is marked. But it does have a little less damage than Skewer versus something that is marked. It also has a little bit extra armor piercing. And then for our other trinket, we have Wolf's Tassel. This does plus 2 flat damage, plus 2 damage versus something that is marked, and she cannot be marked. On top of that, we do have Breach, moving her forward, doing armor piercing, breaking and disabling guard, and minusing protection. She also has Grudge as a mark if I need it for whatever weird situation, plusing crits received and minusing dodge. And finally, Finn, the person who's probably going to be keeping us alive. Realistically, the reason he is here is Invoke Enra. This cannot be reposted, and on hit will debuff the enemy for minus accuracy. So this is AoE, it hits all 4 targets and minuses their accuracy by 8. So every turn I'm just minusing their accuracy more and more, and we have a fairly high dodge on everyone except Jean. Otherwise, if I'm not doing that, say like I'm on the boss, or I just want to finish something off, we have Combusting Talisman. This is a decently high damage, and does extra damage versus yokai, which everything in here should be yokai. I do have Thalassic Remedy if I want to cure a bleed, and just in case that Finn gets locked in row 1 for my very bad luck, we have Bustling Gale. So what this will do is just a little bit of damage, and has extra crit if I have an Artifact of Serenity in my inventory. For his trinkets, we have the Grifted Book of Secrets, increasing his ranged accuracy, and on crit will cure bleed and blight, and then the Ancestors map just for extra scouting and trap disarm chance. So that's the goal is, actually let's make sure I click the right thing here. So that's the goal, just going in, getting the Tattered Parasol and the trophy here, beating the Vengeful Spirit. Kind of went over how messy this is going to be. We're taking every bit of food we can get, actually extra shovels, all the anti-venom, bandages, medicinal herbs, torches, and that's basically what I'm going to be able to bring, thanks to Omamori taking up a slot here. So I am going to take a few extra Omamori here, just because some of this will stack up. Actually, let's get rid of a few shovels here. I was going to bring extras just in case, but I do want to bring Amphitheater Ribbons just for minus stress received. Stress will be a thing. And then I do want to up my debuff chance with the Anathenum Ribbons, and then we will probably be good with that. I do want to bring the Holy Water, but realistically we just do not have the room for it. The warrior is chained to this plane by an anchor. While destroying the anchor isn't required, doing so could provide extra benefits. I believe it gives you a few talismans, which give you a quirk, which are a thing that gives you a chance, what was it, I don't even remember what the quirk is, but it's a very low chance of proccing a very good quirk, but it's limited to 1 hero per roster, so I'm not going for it, just so everyone is aware. Alright, all the Amphitheater Ribbons, all the Anathenum, this is mainly for the debuff, but also ups our blight chance. And let's go. I know roughly the directions I should be heading, and we need to be searching with Finn like every single time to get the artifacts.
Paid for in blood.
Fight 1, Hayakume, and 2 Shogurus. This is gonna be rough right off the bat. Minus dodge if torch above 25, 50, and 75. Wow. Okay. So we are going to Abyss Keeper, one of the Shogurus. And then we're going to Knight Captain him, because I do not want the retaliating rhythm going off.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
If I hunt down, I can take out one of the
Confidence
Shogaroos.
surges as the enemy crumbles.
That's a guard, so we're not getting the other Shogaru most likely. He has pretty high protection and riposte. Yay. Let's mark him. Lowering the blight resistance as well. Doesn't look like that went off, but that's fine. So we're gonna Umbral. Nah, we're not gonna Umbral Knight because of that riposte. We will Guardian none though.
As the
Get that block.
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
So we can't do Hunt Down, but we can do Skewer. Yeah, we'll Skewer. I was really hoping to be able to lower his accuracy, but it didn't seem... That debuff resist is ridiculous. Invoking Enro. At least he doesn't riposte that. And then we get healed. I'm not going to be able to knock him back, it looks like. What I might be able to do. Let's do a Convocation, gonna do damage-wise. I was thinking maybe Calcified Condemnation, but... Nah. We'll do a Convocation here. That Hayakume, man. I'm gonna get rid of the corpse, bringing the Shogaru forward. Then we're gonna Knight Captain. Thankfully he hits the block.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Oh, good miss. Invoke Enra again, lowering accuracy. Shogaru is no longer blocked. Invoke Convocation again, hoping for that lovely crit or high damage. That did not go off. We're gonna hunt down onto the Shogaru. No, we have a chance of taking out the Hayakume.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Umbral Knight.
Precision and power.
And then Guardian None. And the Blight goes
Their
off.
formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And then we can just Combusting Talisman it down, and Shogaru gone. We can Skewer just for the funsies.
Slowly.
Hayakume hurts.
This is how a life is taken.
Taking the crest, we'll take the deeds. Leave the 250 gold for now. Default party order. Gonna eat a touch of the food and move on along. Torch up before anything bad happens. What's in the bag? Little more food, glad to see that. Torch again. Part of me wants to run into the trap just to be able to get the trinket.
Ambushed by foul invention.
So this should be prepared trap right off the bat, which is going to stun people. Only one. Okay. Invoke Enra, lowering his accuracy. Abyss Keeper marking. Knight Captain moving forward.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Skewer doing damage. Then Jean's stunned. I don't think that Parasite goes off until next round. Skewer again. What's the debuff? Progresses through attacks, stress every turn until it hatches 1 round. Oh, gives us Ancient Spitter and damage. Okay, yikes. Umbral Knight onto Tsuchikomo. Guardian Nun moving back. Hopefully getting the block. Nope. Invoke Enra. No, we'll try to take out the Spitter.
Annihilated.
And then Jean, if you hit, you take out the spider.
The accursed champion falls.
I mean, 2 major Omomoris right off rip. Twilight Shroud for the Abomination, which is amazing. 15 crit while stealth, 3 speed while stealth, 20% damage when acting first. Friendly skill stealth if not in position 1. Friendly skill refresh, limited skill uses. We're getting rid of the deeds for that. Keen Naginata for the Hellion, plus 100 crit versus HP above 99 minus 100 crit versus below 99 crit minus 25% damage versus above 99% HP. So realistically what this does is you are going to crit if you are hitting something at 100% health. You are not going to crit if you're attacking something below 99% health, but your crit will do slightly less damage. It's just the trade-off of that damage there. I want the major Omomoris. Like, realistically, I'm contemplating giving up the miners because this will help me against the boss taking less damage. Problem is, this map is huge, so like I have to go up, then I have to go to the left some, then I think I have to go up, then to the left some, then up, then to the left again, so I think the boss is like realistically around here. Like, probably 8 to 10 rooms away. So I don't want to be giving away any of the... Oh, I have crests. So that'll help for one of them. Honestly, the as much as I kind of want the Naginata so it doesn't show up again, I'm not going to use the Naginata. So this might be the better play, just so people survive. Because then I can use 2 major Omomoris if I need to on the boss. Or if something big pops up. Like another Hayakume, and I have trouble with the Hayakume. Yeah. So, sorry, not sorry, but getting rid of the Naginata. I'm not gonna be using it. I want to heal the Axolotl. Good. I was about to use more food on her, but then I can't. Okay, surprised. Or Tabu Kappa need to go first. Invoke Enra, lowering their accuracy. We're gonna Abyss Keeper the Door Tabu. What I'm thinking here is if I get rid of the Kappa and the Door Tabu, I'm not gonna take any damage. Then Night Captain him. Then skewer him. Oh. Well, bop. Now it's just the Kappa and these guys. The Shoguru don't do much damage on their own. I don't think the Kappas either do damage on their own either, do they? Or the Shoguru. Gonna Knight Captain that one. Oh, that mallet actually does do a bit. I can skewer and take a Shoguru out. Trying to think here. Convocation, I know, doesn't do as much damage unless I crit, but Jean can take the hit at least. There's that riposte, there's that blight. Invoke Enra, lowering their accuracy. So, Umbral Knight just getting rid of a corpse. Since this is only going to do 3 to 5 damage, I'm just going to hit the door Tabu, getting rid of it, moving back.
Festering fear consumes
Gonna skewer. We have a pretty high dodge. And we'll go at the Shoguru here. Because what I'm thinking here is Jean can get rid of the Kappa with Invoke Enra on as well.
Well struck.
And now that falls off as well. Actually thought that would get rid of him. So getting rid of Kappa. The Blight gets rid of him for sure. The Knight Captain.
The abyss returns.
Bop.
Even the boldest gaze.
Alright, that's what I needed.
Be wary. Triumphant
Actually, not the right
pride
artifact. I needed
precipitates
Serenity.
Fall.
But nonetheless, it's just a what do I get rid of situation. I know I have probably too many torches
The
here.
match is struck. A blazing star is born.
We'll keep going for now because I don't want to get rid of the food unless absolutely necessary. Oh, yikes. Plan, okay. Stupid plan, but okay. Actually might want to wait until turn 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to Abyss Keeper marking one, particularly the Nozuchi. No, we're going to go for a Doritabu. Nozuchi can wait a little bit because it's going to do Filthy Hide. And then we're going to Knight Captain hitting a Doritabu. I'm going to try to get that Doritabu down. Lowering their accuracy.
Devastating blow.
Got 2 of them. I can skewer this one. It's down, leaving 2 more and the Nozuchi. And I can at least do damage to a Nozuchi. That is not how I thought that would go. But at least we got the dodges going for us. Okay, Umbral Knight. I was planning on doing Last Rites into Guardian Nun. But I don't think we're going to need to do that this fight.
The horror.
Skewering the one without Blight. Because Jean's going to take the one with Blight down. Then we're going to plan for the fact that I'm not going to take him down because unless I get a top end hit or a crit, this door Tabu in 3 isn't going down. So invoking Enra. I was really hoping for that. I probably should have thrown something on for plus debuff chance on Finn. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's doing its job. But it would have been doing a lot better had I done that, but then I wouldn't have the scouting chance unless I finagled something somewhere else. Like, I could have gotten rid of Frida's ring, I suppose. That's some real estate that, like, somewhere something would have been given up.
Push on to the task's end.
So, what I can do is I can camp. That's going to give me some scouting chance here. Because I have Spirit's Vigil. And I can get her stressed down. And I can also get some other stuff going for me and get some room. While also getting stressed down in health.
In tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
So first of all, just because of all the stress, we're gonna Spirit's Vigil. That prevents nighttime ambush, gives us scouting chance, but does stress people out. Suppose I could have done Amber Ward. I'm gonna try Converse to get stress down on everyone. There we go. Then Unearth the Hidden to get a artifact. There's a Serenity I needed. And I have 3 left. I can either get Accuracy Crit versus Non-Religious, which I don't believe anyone here is. Maybe Finn. Or I can get minus crits received plus protection when attacked by yokai. I think I'm going to try for the plus accuracy plus crit. Oh, this is one companion, never mind. We're going to go for protective seals, minus crits received then.
As the light gains purchase,
Up we go.
spirits are lifted and purpose is made clear.
Finn, if you would. We can take the minor for now. I might start just using those in normal fights. Trap. I don't really want to take the 75% chance there, so we'll take the 100 on Axolotl. Torch. Yeah, this one's not bad. Take out the Spitter. Casa Obake's gonna go down eventually, then go for Kappa. Mark the Kappa. Yeah, just... I was having a moment. I'm like, why is this doing the same amount of damage? Because the Kappa has protection. 30% protection, which is kind of weird considering plus 40% damage versus marked and the damage is the same. But nonetheless, we're going to go for the Kappa. Because that's not going to take out the Spitter. Invoking Enra.
A decisive pummeling.
Was not expecting that one. Never expecting grievous exposure. Oh, there's a Casa Obake down. Skewering the Spitter. Spitter down. And then Jean can take out Kappa. Bonk. And then somehow we skewer to Ghost. Okay, take Emerald.
This expedition
And otherwise just move on along. Vault Order. In we go. So I know we have to move left. I was gonna say I could go up to that trap and try to de-stress, but realistically, no. Perch up. Ooh, the Odoroshis are kind of mean. Still gonna go for the Kappa first. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna mark the Kappa. But then we're gonna last right. Then we're gonna Guardian None. And what this does is it gives everyone a block. So block, block, 2 blocks on Lilia. And now Odoroshi 1 goes down to Blight or Invoke Enrut in this case. Everyone else gets that lovely minus accuracy. That's what I didn't want to have, you know, destroy me. And it also has bleed attached to it. We're gonna skewer the... I was gonna say the Kappa, but Jean does that, so we're gonna go for the Odoroshi in 3. Now Blight takes it out. Yikes, they went for Axolotl twice.
Eradicated.
Now Kappa down. Odoroshi in 2 left. Problem here is Lilia can only do this realistically and then move forward, but we did mark it. Bandage, skewer, alright.
Obliterated.
Did get a little extra food, so I'm gonna heal,
Clearly in view.
taking what I can.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
You mean food bear? I do want the sapphire, but... Oh, that's what stacked, the Major Omamori. Gotcha. I was wondering how I got that extra space earlier on. Let's give it the Mon bundle for now. I've been having bad luck with those things. I say that, and now that I'm getting rid of it, these things are going to come back, and I'm going to get a lot of them. Okay, Bear, let's go get your food. She got up and asked, and then didn't go to the door, so I wasn't sure if she wanted food. All right. Yeah, we'll just leave this stuff. Oh. Yeah, we'll take the 1 damage here. I was worried if that was going to be more of a blight, and it wasn't. Search the cargo. Torch up. And then just Curio here. No battle room with Curio. That's actually kind of nice. Now, I'm not going to do this fight right now. If I'm looking good after the boss, I will come back to this. Because Juboko fight can be rough. So, moving on along. Oh. Plus 30% damage if torch above 50, plus 20% damage if torch above 75. And there's 2 guys who are stealth for 2 rounds. So what we're going to need to do is take out the Onabi so they don't have that buff. Knight Captain, 1 down. But then I'm going to have a problem hitting these guys. Invoke Enro is going to do a bit of a job there. But they hurt. I don't have anything to get through stealth. Hunt down the other Onabi. And we're actually going to Calcified Condemnation here, marking Jean. So that the militia goes for the march. Well, Umbral Knight.
A powerful blow.
Knight Captain. That way the blight is gone. Birdie doesn't go off, that's fine. Looks like we have to pass here. I'm actually going to pop a minor Omamori so they don't do as much damage to us. I can't invoke Enra. This is plus protection minus crits received. And they still didn't go to the right person, but riposte and no longer stealthed. There we go. Taking the militia. Gunner has riposte with high accuracy. But if I can hit for like 10, he's gonna go down. There we go. Little bit of finagling.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Let's heal Jean a bit more. This is probably going to be like Mon bundles and stuff. Take the Fervor. I knew these were going to be more. I just don't know how close I am to the end. And that bugs me. I don't want to get rid of supplies. Because there are things that can blight me. There are things that can bleed me. I think the boss can actually bleed me. It's like I want to take the money, but it's not worth it. Not when I can't remember how far off the boss is, and realistically, like, if I can't heal rather than the food. And I think there's a Ho-Oh actually somewhere, but nonetheless, like, I need the food to heal. I need the supplies to keep me alive from like bleeding, blighting, stuff like that. So it could get rough really, really quick. Hunt down, taking out Onabi if we can. That way they do less damage overall. That Hiki Crab goes down to Blight now, so instead what we're going to do is dual Convocation onto the other Onabi. Now they do less damage and just the one Hiki Crab left. Good thing we resisted that. I'm gonna do Breach, lowering the protection, I believe it is.
A death by inches.
And then let's see if we can't take it out. Actually, just so I don't get that blight again, we're gonna move back. Aw, I tried.
A trifling victory. But a victory,
and taking what we can, default party order. It's only a 1-for-1, so it's not horrible, but still. Yeah, we'll take the food, then use the mediocre, or take the mediocre woodcuts. Dig through this. Onward. Food check. Okay, so 12 food. First Oni of the entire thing, wow. And sadly, he's gonna be like the last one to go, I think. We're gonna Knight Captain moving forward. trying to debuff them for minus accuracy. We got all of them. Punch down, hitting the Kappa so it can't heal. It blights out. So dual convocation because the Kappa's like the Oni's the one thing that he can hit that doesn't go down. I guess Judicator's a female, but nonetheless. They move forward. And this might be painful. Blight? Alright. All of them went at Lilia. Thankfully, only one hit. Okay, Knight hitting Oni, just because they're the farthest one down. Then we're going to Guardian Nun, moving back, getting our block. Blight for 10. And they have 8 health, we can leave them alone. Skewer hitting the door. Tabu in 3 because they're going to be more of an issue. Convocation hitting 2. Enra for the accuracy down. There we go. Oh, that's what I really did not want to have happen. That's protection. Now they're going to start healing. So what we're going to do here is Abyss Keeper, the Dora Tabu in 2 because I want them down before they start healing. Then we're going to Night Captain them and start trying to take them down. So they are bladed for 4. They go down. So now we can focus on 1.
The ground quakes.
Alright, taking what I can.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Okay. I want the artifact of faults. So let's get rid of the torch. I think we're nearing the end. So that's a safe bet. And then, yeah, just leave the Mon bundles. We want the supplies. Just for my sanity. Let's do this. Get some usable things by each other. Alright. I think at this intersection I need to go left. And then we go up and then left again. So 1 battle, 2 battle. This is a curio, so this should be a Ho-Oh that heals me. So 3 battles? 4, because there's going to be 1 right by the boss. Ushihei needs to go. So Abyss Keeper, Night Captain. So realistically, the plan here is if I can get the Ushihei Odoroshi, his Shogurus are not a problem. It's 4 blight, 3 health. Yeah. So that's one of the 2 problems. Then trying to hit the Odoroshi, realistically we're not going to take it down, but we're going to try. Love the stress. And that's just the heal, so no riposte. I mean, we kind of lucked out there. You are gonna breach, hitting the Odoroshi. The Night Captain, Abyss Keeper on him again. Ooh, that miss is gonna cost me, I think.
The blood quickens.
We do have the minus accuracy. So Odoroshi goes down to blight. They all get riposte. I can probably take out the Shulguru with this bonk. He goes down to Blight. Invoke Enra takes them all out. So just the one in back without the riposte. Cool. Which we can Abyss Keeper. Knight Captain. It goes down to Blight. Or that. Taking what I can.
Remind
leaving the
that
portraits.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Moving on along. Torching up. What's in the bag?
Wealth beyond
Serenity.
measure.
Cool.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Torch. In we go. Yeah. Major Omamori. Not that I have room for it, but suppose I'll get rid of the anti-venom. Yeah, anti-venoms for it. I thought that was actually going to be a fight. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to try to de-stress on Lilia here.
The way is lit. The path is
I
clear.
shouldn't have done that either, but...
You require only the strength to follow it.
Okay, this is a mean fight. Onis do enough damage as is, but their damage is increased by 50% by the Onabis, so I think I need to take the Onabis out. So one down, damage reduced by 25%. Invoking Enra, lowering accuracies. That's going to help significantly. Then, if I take Onabi out, damage reduced again. Well, at least only one hit me. And then dual convocation. Realistically, only one is going to go down next turn. Or 2 blight this turn. So, because of 4 blight, and then when the bird goes off, it's going to go down. So just only 2 left. Punch down. Or no, that's Skewer. And then we can Combusting Talisman, and this fight is won. Taking what we can, leave the rest, default party order.
Brought low
Torch.
and driven into the mud.
What's in the bag? Ooh, holy water. I did say I did want the holy water. I think I'm pretty close to the boss, so what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to get rid of the minor Omoris here for the holy water, which is actually going to come in kind of handy. Hunger check. This should be a Ho-Oh, I believe. Then battle, boss fight. Ho-Oh is going to heal me. For an eternal phoenix lies before you. Come forth to receive its blessing. It's a bit of a stress heal, bit of a heal. I really needed that. Then if I eat for a feast, I get a slot back and firewood. So 2 slots back. I don't eat in this hallway, so I should heal as well.
Huddled together.
And then not need that, and
It's in a maze.
I just don't remember needing a prevent or debuff resistance on this fight. So we're gonna Amber Ward that ups his melee damage and range damage, rather than the Scout from Spirit's Vigil. So Amber Ward, so extra damage. Heightened reaction is going to get a riposte and extra dodge on Axolotl, which I think is going to be something I need. And then yeah, so 58 dodge there. Part of me wants to be greedy and do Unearth It Hidden, but I think Protective Seals is going to do me more good in this fight. So minus crits received plus protection when attacked by a yokai. That's going to leave me with 1, and I don't think 1 can be used anywhere. I would like to do something to get that stress down, but I don't think that's gonna be a thing. So protective seal, so just minus the crits received is gonna be invaluable, I think. Yeah, no one else has a thing I can use. Alright.
In Radiance,
Well,
may we
let's hope
find
nothing happens
victory.
in this battle, because I can't do anything if bad things happen. So I need to get rid of the Judicator, then the Oni, then the Casa Obake. So Abysskeeper. Marking him, blighting him, dual convocation will tear him apart. Knight Captain does extra damage. Hunt down. Invoke Enter lowering accuracies. Dual convocation. Bonk. Blighted for 6 out of 9. Yikes. Well, 2 missed. Now for the big guy. Okay, I was a little scared of what he might do. He also ups their damage, so, like, realistically, I would like him down, because they're faster than him. So I'm gonna put a little bit of damage on the other ones, but then Guardian Nun taking out the Judicator just for safety's sake.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Lowering the damage that they do. Then we can skewer the Oni, because realistically I can't hit Casa Obake. Retreat didn't do anything, and now out of stealth. Invoking Enra. Taking care of Oni before it does damage to us, just Casa Obake left. Which... not Knight Captain. Umbra Knight, then Knight Captain. Okay. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Then we're going to use that food here really quick to heal up. And take the minor Omamori, just extra healing. Torch up one last time. I'm going to use the Holy Water on Lilia. I'm going to get rid of the minus debuff resistances as a just in case. And I'm going to start off with the major Omamori. And realistically what that does is plus protection when attacked by a yokai for 2 rounds. And minus stress when attacked by a yokai for 2 rounds. Time for the boss. Which this could get nasty because he can shuffle us and then he'll immobilize us. But I have a few plans for that. So we're going to start off with Abysskeeper, marking him for the others. I was hoping for the Blight because he does have 90% Blight resistance, but he's still marked. Then Knight Captaining him for now. There we go. Dual Convocation is going to work wonders now. Hunt down, because I'm not going to go for the Anchor. It has just about as much health, but more protection and all those resistances. Do get an item for beating it, which I got in my last estate, but realistically, Vengeful Spirit. I need to do with him. I have a 30% chance to debuff him. Yikes. Let's just go for the damage on him then. I am going to do Calcified Combination for the riposte, just because I think he can do, like, more than just that. This is a stressor. Punch down. 12 to 19 damage with a 44% crit. And we did not crit. Fun times. Okay. So I'm going to Umbral Knight as a start to do damage and hopefully Blight. But because we cannot get knocked back, I'm going to Last Strike. Lily is going to stay in rank 1, and we're going to Guardian on getting blocks. This gives her 1 block, or 2 blocks technically, and the entire party 1 block because of last right. Go riposte. Just gonna do Combusting Talisman. It's not worth it to go for the debuff. Dual Convocation, he's no longer marked. We're not doing as much damage. Umbral Knight into Guardian Nun again because we're not moving back. Giving her another block. Hunt down. That broke the immobilize and then shuffled us, and then he immobilized us back. So now you can see we're kind of screwed because I can't use Combusting Talisman in 1. I can't use Invoke Enra in 1. Jean, it doesn't really matter on, and then Lilia here. She can't use most of the skills I have equipped in rank 4. This is one of the worst case scenarios, but I did enough where I think I'm fine. So Dual Convocation. Yeah, the Blight alone is probably going to carry me. Oh, that does a stun. Bustling Gale. Abyss Keeper for the mark. We realistically can't do anything else, so I do have to pass. And then Blight gets him.
Size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
That went much better than I expected. Much better than I expected. So we got the Ninja Scroll for the Silent. This has 3 20% chances, so this is correct. That's not one tooltip showing 3 different times for weird reason. This is 3 chances at a 20% chance on melee hit to deal 4 damage. So you have a very minuscule chance on a melee hit to deal 12 damage on top of the damage you already deal with the Silent. It can come in very, very handy if that happens. Malcontent Whistle for the Estrange. Unbuzzing Nuisance Hit versus Beast or Yokai. It will stun them. Unbuzzing Nuisance Hit versus Beast or Yokai plus 15% damage received. It's a nice little debuff. Cursed Kanebu... I'm not even sure how to pronounce that one. Kanebukuro for the Gem Hunter. Minus 75% dodge. If the hero was hit, you gain a gem on combat end. There's an 80% chance of that happening. 10% chance and plus 10% protection and minus 10% stress per each unique mediocre woodcut, mon bundle, koban, or precious T-bowl in your inventory. And you also gain plus 2% protection and minus 2% stress per unique gem in the inventory. And I do believe the mediocre woodcuts, mon bundles, koban, or precious T-bowls count towards that. On top of emeralds, you know, the basic gems and everything else. So there's a very good chance to get very, very high protection with the Gem Hunter on that. You can do a lot. That went much better than I expected. The walk there was not as bad as I had thought it was going to be. But that fight was getting very, very sketchy, very, very quick, as you saw. Had I not done as much damage as I did, particularly with the crit from the Calcified Combination, I was not expecting that crit there. You could see where that fight could have started ripping me apart fairly quickly. And in fact, like, if you go back on my 3.5 estate, you'll see that I got by with like one hero left, I think it was. It can get brutal. But quest complete. Vengeful Spirit down. And then on top of that, we got the Tattered Parasol and the Banner of the Defeated. Banner of the Defeated is +4 accuracy, +2 crit, +16 accuracy for a grand total of 20 accuracy if your HP is below 40%. Perfect for the Omibozu. +8 crit for a total of 10 if your HP is below 40%, and you gain 15% damage if you have Taria's Blessing. That is the quirk you get if you got the Anchor down, which I did not get, so I'm not going to have Taria's Blessing. I also got that Tattered Parasol that I kind of explained earlier on. Grand total of 19,000 gold with the treasure for like 17,000 or 26. I can math. 1 second here. Let me bring up a calculator. Yeah, 36,215 gold, and then a blueprint. Not that I need it. Axolotl did get its disease. We will need to get rid of that. So that is Lethargy, -4 speed. That's actually pretty bad. Rune Scrounger on them, and Haphazardous on Lilia.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
We also got Power from the Isles, which is +100 Sunward Seals. I will be using that like right away, because some of these Sunward things are really, really good. The one I particularly want is Congenial Ryokan. So stress relief in town increased by 10 per week, so now it's up by 20 a week with my other district. I do have enough otherwise to get the training ring, so generate 0 to 4 training ribbons a week. The ribbon effects are +5 accuracy, +10 protection. That's 300 crests, so that's where most of those are going now. And I also had enough for Curse Research Facility. Has a chance to cure the Crimson Curse each week. And then not only that, bless the cure to grant strength versus Unholy and Bloodsuckers. If I use that correctly, it could be very, very good versus the Countess. So now I'm out of crests. Sanitarium, get rid of Lethargy. Lilia needs a little bit of stress relief. Nothing in the Nomad Wagon. Oh, that actually leveled up the Sunward Isles. I was not expecting that because it was at level 5. So, to get the Omibozu, I think I have to do this Unlit Lantern. And then to get the Raiju, I believe it needs to be at rank 7. So that might be my next goal, is just go do the Unlit Lanterns here, because that should get me some... I believe it should level up the Sunward Isles as well. And then see where we can go from there. Just because, well, I do want to do some of these bosses over here. None of them have great trinkets right now, and this allows me to buy some time. I also need to go and do the Cove a little bit. So those are things that I might be doing on the horizon. But realistically, those are the 2 things I see for now, and when I'm in the Cove, I think I want to be doing the Talon Matron again, so I might get people ready for that fight as well. So that's probably going to be the next step, is trying to go do one of these, probably Sunward Isles again. So I probably will be bringing Finn, in all honesty, because, well, that was saving my butt, the ability to lower the accuracy like that. And next time around, I will be sure to bring a trinket that ups his debuff chance, just to make sure that sticks. So probably, in all honesty, if I can find it back, Maciek's Head, because this also lowers some of their dodge while they are blighted if I can pull something off like that again. Other than that, I'm not too sure who I would be bringing this time around. There's a lot of ways to go about it, but I can have a lot of fun with a lot of different groups and just see where I can go with that. So I'll play it by ear and just go have fun and do what I can. I have a few ideas. I'll just see what seems best once I start throwing things together and go with that. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I will see you next time, and please, have a good one.